Since I already have the X4 and I've been using it for a while, I wanted to put it side by side with the new X4 Pro and see what's actually different. They are both 4.3 e-readers and they are almost the same size, so at first glance, they really look pretty similar, but there are quite few differences once you look closer. Once you turn them on, the first thing I noticed is that the X4 Pro feels a little snappier when navigating. The difference isn't huge, but you can notice it when you're moving around the device. For the screen, both are really crisp and they have the same 4.3 display, but when I put them side by side, I noticed that the X4 Pro looks just a little more gray. That's because of the extra layer for the front light. But honestly, it's very subtle, so if you don't have the X4 right beside it, I don't think you'll really notice. The screen still looks really good and it's still very crisp, and you can also see the difference on the button placement. The X4 Pro is the one with the front light, so you can adjust both the brightness and the warm light, and this is probably the biggest difference between the two. The X4 obviously doesn't have that. I also compared the 1% brightness of the X4 Pro with my Cobalt color, and as you can see, 1% on the X4 is still really bright. I think this may have been improved in the newer stock firmware, but I haven't tested that yet. Now, one thing I really like about the X4 is the front page turn buttons. I actually prefer having buttons here because I like the tactile feeling when I turn the page. The X4 Pro moves the buttons to the side, and it also has a touch screen. I'm using cross ink on the X4 Pro so I can customize how the touch screen works. For example, I can use tap and swipe, or I can completely disable the touch screen. So when I disable it, tapping the screen won't turn the page anymore. If I want to turn the page, I have to use the physical buttons, and I actually like having that option. You can also change it from tap to swipe. I think swipe works pretty well if you're worried about accidental touches, especially when you're reading at night. And if you don't want to touch screen at all, you can still use the side buttons. Another hardware difference is the charging connection. The X4 uses a regular USB port, which I personally prefer. The X4 Pro uses a magnetic pogo pin connection instead. For the back, I actually prefer the look and feel of the X4. To me, it feels a little more premium. Both devices have a magnetic back, so I wanted to see how they work with the magnetic accessories. The X4 actually works really well with magnetic tripod. It holds pretty tightly and I can use it both portrait and landscape. But when I tried the same thing with the X4 Pro, I couldn't get the same magnetic connection. It wouldn't really hold onto the tripod. So I also tried with my iPhone 15 Pro with the X4. It works in landscape, but it doesn't really hold in portrait. So the orientation makes a difference here. But with the X4 Pro, it actually works better with my phone. It holds in portrait and it still holds even with my phone case on. So I'm not exactly sure if the magnets are using a different setup, but the Pro definitely worked better for my iPhone. And after using both of them, there are a few things that I really like about each one. With the X4, I really like the front buttons. They are easy to reach and I really like the tactile feeling when I press them. It's just very natural for me. With the X4 Pro, what I really like is the front light. Being able to adjust the brightness and the warm light is really useful, especially when I'm reading at night. And I like having the touchscreen as another option. The touchscreen also makes it really easy to move around the settings. I can just tap what I want instead of going through everything with the buttons. I'm still more used to the front buttons on the X4, so the side buttons on the Pro took me a little time to get used to. For me, both work really well, but if I have to choose one, I probably go with the X4 Pro, mainly because of the front light. So which one would you choose, the X4 or the X4 Pro? Would you upgrade for the touchscreen and the front light? Let me know in the comments. Follow for more e-reader contents, and I'll see you in the next one. Paalam!